Welcome to Karma Ledger. Today's story is a true life account with names and details changed for privacy. It's about a New Jersey firefighter who turned his own 40th birthday into a truth-telling alarm no one could ignore. My name is Mark. I work the engine out of Central Jersey. 24 on, 48 off. You learn patterns in this job. Fires have patterns. People do too. Around spring, my wife, Lena, changed her routine. Her phone started living face down. Gym sessions ran long. A new perfume arrived without a bottle in the bathroom. She added a lock to her iPhone and said it was for work. Work was a small dental office. Molars don't hack you. I told myself it was stress. I told myself not to pick a fight 2 hours before a tour. I chose quiet. Quiet grew teeth. The proof came by accident. Our daughter uses the family iPad for homework. iMessage still mirrored Lena's texts. One afternoon, the screen lit up while I was packing my gear. A name I didn't recognize. A heart emoji. A photo of a takeout bag from a neighborhood we don't visit. A message that read, "Same place as last time. Garage camera off." Lena replied, "Already handled." We have a ring at the front door and a cheaper camera on the garage. I checked the app. A week earlier, at 1:48 in the morning, both cameras went offline for 30 minutes. Logs showed manual disconnection. At 2:20, they came back. A minute later, my truck's dash camera reflected a sedan I didn't recognize gliding past the house. I didn't explode. I documented. I pulled our toll pass logs and matched times. I opened Life 360, the app we had installed when our daughter started middle school and then forgot existed. The history put Lena 10 miles west on nights she said she was closing late. I found receipts in our joint email, hotel bars charged to a card she said was for gas. Nothing explicit. But the pattern was a bonfire. A buddy gave me a private investigator's number. I asked for timestamps, not drama. He delivered stills from a parking lot. Lena and a man named Darren, the contractor who remodeled our mudroom 2 summers ago. Their heads were close. His hand was on her back. The last file was a 10-second clip of them entering a motel room just before midnight and leaving after 4. It was only a door opening and closing. It was enough. My 40th birthday was 3 weeks away. Balloons shaped like a 4 and a 0 were already hidden in a closet. A banner leaned against the garage wall. Lena kept telling me, "You only turned 40 once. Let me make it perfect." I decided to make it honest. I booked the Union Hall like she wanted. I called my brother and our closest friends and asked for one thing: no kids. I asked the DJ to patch my laptop into the projector. I asked the bartender to pour from the top shelf and to keep an eye on Lena's parents in case they decided to shout. I prepared envelopes, one for Lena, one for her parents, one for Darren's wife. He was married. I found her through public records. She got the truth outside the hall privately, with a lawyer's number and an apology. The party night came. The room went dark. When I walked in, the lights blazed and 50 voices shouted, "Surprise?" I smiled like a good birthday boy. Someone put a paper crown on my head. 40 looks ridiculous on a crown. Lena kissed my cheek and whispered, "Speech later." She looked radiant. I hated that my first thought was, "Who did you dress for?" We ate. We toasted. The DJ teased a slideshow. I lifted my glass and said, "Yes." But it's not just about me. The first slide was our wedding. Sunlight on her veil. A cheap tux. A hope I still remember. The second slide was our daughter in pigtails. The third was my engine in front of a row house with smoke rolling from a window. People laughed and dabbed eyes. It felt like a love letter to a decent life. The fourth slide was a calendar. Tuesday nights were highlighted. The 5th was a map with purple dots snaking across town. The 6th was a screenshot of our doorbell app showing the camera offline at 1:48 and back at 2:20. Sound doesn't vanish all at once. It drains in layers. The chuckles died first. Then the whispers thinned. Then I could hear the air conditioner click and the bartender stop mid-pour. The 7th slide was a parking lot still of Lena and Darren. The 8th was a cropped text. Same place as last time, next to Lena's line, already handled. I kept my voice calm. In a fire, you don't scream. You give orders. I said, for the last few months, while I was on nights and weekends, my wife has been seeing someone else. I did not want rumors. I did not want a scene. I wanted facts. These are them. Lena stood. Color left her face. She said, "Turn it off." Not shouted. Ordered. I clicked once more. The 9th slide was the PI's clip. A door. 2 people entering. A timestamp. It ended before anyone could call it private. The point was not humiliation. The point was truth. Her father came at me, red-faced. He said, "How dare you?" I held up a hand. I said, "I have an envelope for you, and for Mrs. Russo. It explains how this will proceed. No one in this room needs to debate me." Lena looked at me like she did not recognize my face. She asked, "Why here? Why like this?" I said, "Because you curated a fantasy here. Because for months I slept at the firehouse, and you slept elsewhere. Because when you choose public lies, the truth no longer owes you privacy." The music was gone. The bartender set down the bottle. My captain stepped closer, not touching me, just standing near, like a wall that doesn't fall. I handed Lena an envelope. Inside was a timeline, a list of receipts, the investigator's summary, and a letter with 3 sentences. I am not yelling. I am not asking why. I am stating that this marriage ends today. Her mother's mouth hung open. Her father kept shaking his head like he could turn the room back a minute if he tried hard enough. Darren was not there. His wife had read her envelope in the parking lot and left without a word. Lena asked if we could talk alone, not here. I said we could. After the cake, after I thanked people for coming, after I said what needed to be said so there would be no whispers and no half-truths. I faced the room. I said, "Most of you know the job. We see people on their worst days. We pride ourselves on showing up anyway. Today is one of mine. I am not asking you to choose sides. I am asking you to believe what you have seen, and to respect that my daughter comes first. That is the only order that matters." No one clapped. That was mercy. We cut the cake. People touched my shoulder and pocketed their sympathy quickly, so it would not embarrass me. Then Lena and I stepped into the hallway by the soda machines. She said, "You blindsided me." I said, "You blindsided me for months. I gave you the respect of the truth. You gave me the respect of plausible schedules." She said, "We can fix this." I said, "No. I already filed. Papers will be served Monday. We will do this clean. You can keep the car. I will keep the house for our daughter's stability. We will split accounts according to the prenup. I do not want to fight. I want to be done." She stared like I had switched languages. She asked if I would not even try. I said, "I tried when I asked to talk and you were too tired. When I offered date nights and you were too busy. When my shift rotation matched your motel nights and I told myself I was paranoid. That was trying. This is stopping." After the party, Lena's parents blew up my phone. I silenced it. Darren called from a blocked number. He got voicemail. Guests posted vague statuses. A cousin went nuclear. I posted nothing. Silence is louder after you tell the truth once. At the station, the guys left a diner coffee on my turnout gear and pretended not to notice if I stared at the bay door too long. My captain said he was proud of how I handled it. He said, "You were calm and clear. You will be okay." I said, "It doesn't feel like it." He said, "It won't until it does." In the weeks that followed, Lena tried anger, then nostalgia, then apology. I kept my replies short and only about logistics. I sent her a therapist's number. I proposed a parenting schedule that gave our daughter predictability. We finalized in 90 days. The judge noted the lack of bickering. I did not ask for alimony. I did not ask for blood. I asked for peace. People ask if I regret doing it at the party. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I wish I had sat across from her at the kitchen table and spoken the same words without slides. Then I remember the offline cameras, the practiced lies, and a curated celebration used as cover for a life that did not include me. When you build a stage, you do not get to complain about the lighting. My daughter asked if I threw a fit. I told her I told the truth. She nodded like kids do when something simple makes sense. Then she asked for pancakes. We got pancakes. I turned 40 with a paper crown and a room that saw more than it expected. I also turned 40 with a spine I did not know I still had. The house is quiet now. On shift nights I sleep at the station. On days off I cook badly and we eat the parts that turn out. Sometimes I sit on the back steps at dusk and listen to the neighborhood and think about alarms. Alarms do not prevent a fire. They tell you the truth fast enough to act. That is all I did. I pulled the alarm. Thank you for listening. If you value thoughtful, real stories, please subscribe to Karma Ledger. It is quick, free, and helps the channel grow.